Thank you, Justin and Tara, and thank you, I'm sorry, what's your name again?
Chris.
Chris, thank you so much for this wonderful event. I'm so happy to be here. And thank you to Chiara for moderating our talk yesterday and for your insightful, oh, there you are. For your insightful questions. I really appreciate that as well. It's an honor to be here. It's also, I haven't been back here since I left many moons ago. I won't say how many, but it's been a while. A lot has changed, and it's been an instance of reflection and in many directions for me, including on the time that I spent here and the friendships that I formed and very meaningful bonds and like you said, community that I held on to, even though in my absence. So thank you for inviting me here. Before I read these translations from W&E, I'd like to tell you a little bit about this radical little Anglo-Saxon poem and its anonymous author. We know the Old English poem Wulf and Eadwacer due only to its survival in the Exeter Codex, the largest existing anthology of Anglo-Saxon poetry, which dates back to the 10th century. Since no original manuscript for the poem exists, the date of its composition, its provenance, and even the identity of its composer are all unknown. What we know of the poet who composed this ancient poem is also very limited. Though unnamed in the poem, we can discern from the feminine inflection on the words Urietugu and Sioke that the speaker is a woman. And because the poem describes and laments a forbidding set of circumstances foisted onto the female speaker by a patriarchal Anglo-Saxon culture, we know that the poet, who may have been Scandinavian or Anglo-Saxon and lived sometime before the 10th century, was undoubtedly a feminist, an outsider, and a radical poet who mixed forms from both Anglo-Saxon and Scandinavian, subverting the literary conventions of each language culture in sophisticated and surprising ways. The unnamed speaker is represented as the symbol ampersand in my translation. You'll hear fragments of the original Anglo-Saxon, and in a few of these poems, you'll see that I will perform the redactions, which appear on the page as blacked out text. I'll start with the Anglo-Saxon version so that the sound of it can live in your ears for just a little while. And I should also probably give a content warning. I don't know if people are still doing that, but there is many forms of violence in this selection that I'm going to read, including sexual violence and racial violence and blood play and all kinds of adult themes. So that baby looks young, but I don't know.
She loves blood play.
I'm not gonna shame anybody. Great. So, Wulf und Eadwacer. Leadum is minum, swilchehim mon laki fe. Willeth high hin athigan, gifi an thriet kaimeth. Ungelik is us. Wulf is on iege, ik on authore. Feist is that Eglund, theni bewarpen. Sinden whale riawe, whereas there on ige. Willeth high hin athigan, gifi an thriet kaimeth. Ungeliche is us. Wulf is ik minus with lastem. Wenum hogode. Thon hit was reinig weather, und ik die tugesat. Thon imek sebiadu kafa, bogum belegde, was me win to thon, was me wethre iak lath. Wulf, min wulf, wenum e thine, sioke gedadan, thine seltsimas, monende mood, nales metaliste. Gehirest du, Eadwacer, und cerne erg nevelp, bedeth Wulf tu vuda, that moniath e tosleteth, that e nefre gesomnent vos, unser gied giedor. Autobiography of Wulf. Into violence, our cowardly cub, Wulf, Tuvuda is born. Autobiography of Wulf. If he, cruelty comes, wandering far, a fearful heart that in nefre gesomnant foes lacks not for food. Autobiography of Wulf. If she, if they, cruelty comes, as if they are that forest where the branches protect, belegde, nourish, hide, belegde, carry, raise, embrace, devour, erase, tosleteth, contain, shelter, confine, compose, decompose, recompose you. Ampersand, as if one. As if one, they slash him, if he, this violence, we too, the other, island, this island, bloodthirsty, if he toward, we, when I of far wanderings, when his battle bold, also misfortune. Wulf, my wolf, your expectation of morning. Ampersand on love. As I sat wailing, a wolf embraced me. W and E. These men will you. You don't enlist in the battle. They will destroy you should you try to resist. Ungelijk is us. Wulf is your well protected. This island of husbands. Ungelice is us. When the wolf is away, you will Wenam Hogode. When the sky is hidden and you sit howling, when the battle forged arms belegde, there will be a modicum of joy in the midst of your pain. A Wulf is a wolf, is an Eadwacer, is a wolf. Thinking of will make you sick. A famished soul should not be fed. Listen now, Eadwacers, your vile cubs, uncerne iergne velp. The useless children of this pain are rising, Wulf, Tuvuda. That kind of knot, bound with violence and anger and shame, easily comes undone. Gehirst thu, can you hear, what I'm saying, what I'm really saying, what I'm saying without saying. If I say, gehirrest thu, will you listen for what you want to hear? Will your ear move the sounds around until it sounds familiar? If I say Wulf, if I say Eadwacer, if I say I was sitting in the forest crying when a wolf approached, which story do you hear? If I say Wulf is othere, the other, do you hear A, Wulf is the threat, B, Wulf is the cub? So just a couple of these poems have footnotes, and I'm going to read the footnote for this poem first, and then I'll read the poem. So the proper name, Wulf, also denotes the common noun wolf, or wolf in Old English. The equivalent in Old Norse, vagra, literally means forest man, and was a legal term for an outlaw. In the pre-conquest Anglo-Saxon world, there really was no worse fate than that of an outlaw who would have been completely unprotected by law. Such a person would have had to remove themselves as far as possible from society and would thus find themselves in a de facto exile. There was no penalty in the legal code for killing such an outlaw / exile / wolf. Ampersand, on their violence. It's as if one throws them a toy. Swilche himon lak gife. These people, leedam minam, my people, are the animals, and Wulf is their prey. Different, ungelijk, for us. In this game, the Wulf, min Wulf, my wolf, is the rule. They will athigan, kill, min gied, my song, my son, if he moves toward, into, at, against, at the time of, in the course of, away from. Their whale riawe, blood hungry and murder quick, men on that island. Whereas there on Ige, they will kill, if he on Thriat Kaimeth, if he commits the crime of walking into the path of their violence. We, ampersand. Ungalice is us. We are difference. We two islands, the same, different. Held fast, that island, surrounded by bloodthirst. Husbands there will othigay, hunt, kill, rape. If Wulf looks like a wolf, if Wulf's wolfness threatens the non-wolves, if Wulf's ungalice is too ungalik, we are different. Wulf is wolf and not wolf. Wulf is ampersand, is they, is she, is Wulf, is you. When it was dark skies, when only the forest could keep us alive, when we were two islands surrounded by battlefields, and every thread of joy was woven with anger, hatred, mourning. Do you hear that howling? A Wulf like us, and the joyful, woeful, wolf-full song we make together is easily tosleteth, torn apart. Just take a quick drink before this slight tone shift here. Ampersand on outlawed love. Thone hit was rainig weather, when it was dark skies, when the sky punished us, when the world went quiet, and the only sound was and the wailing rain. Und ik rietugu sat, and I sat with Mernende mood, a broken spirit. Her biadukafa embraced me. Our queer love song, Unser Gied Giador, is a battle cry. Ungelik is us. Ungelik is us. Win/lath. Ungelik is us, different for us who need to weave lath/pain into each other's win/pleasure, who sink our teeth into each other's necks and howl like wolves when it hurts and drown in the long, ecstatic note of that howling. Unser Gied, our song. This time, you be the prey, and I'll be the predator. This time, you're stranded on an island of violent men, and I defeat them all with the battle-strong branches of my bogum. This time, I devour you like a wolf. This time, you find me crying in the middle of the forest and cover me with heavy branches until I can barely breathe. This time I save you from a tyrant husband. This time you be Win, and I'll be Lath. This time you be the wolf, and I'll be the whelp. This time you are not an island surrounded by blood, and I have to drink it all to save you. This was my win to Thon. This Unser Gied Giador, the weird, endless, aching song we make together. Ampersand on pleasure. Our bodies tied together, a triquetra knot, I unravel with your cry. Ampersand on pain. Alone in the forest, the howling itself kept me alive. And this is the last one I'll read. Thank you so much. Ampersand on fate. May the branches be strong enough to hide this song until you can find it. Thank you.